views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting groups. If you'd like to produce a show, call us at 260-421-1250.
Dose of Landis, in a Landis moment. Get a dose of Landis. This is the Landis moment. Dose.
Hello and welcome to an extra dose of Landis. Again, like I said, we just did the season finale, but this is the extra dose. Now, this next person I'm interviewing, I think I've interviewed her when I was like 14 years old at the Year's Festival. Man, I wish I could find that footage. How is it going?
Everything's fine, Jeff. Thank you. The book has been a whirlwind. 3 years of Congressman Mark Souder's life is poured into this book. 65 years of television from 1953 to 2018. Mark, bought all of his own airtime when he was running for Congress. His family owned Souder Furniture. He bought all the media time there. That side of the business he knows better than I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's also thorough and organized, meticulous mind. So the book reflects that, I think.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I seen it. All I know is I seen him posted on Facebook, and I was like, okay, and I said I liked it or something. Next thing you know, he sent me an email. I was like, by the way, you're a footnote in a book. And then me, I'm like, okay, it's like a dream of mine to be in the history book. And I was like, all right, like the next thing you know, I seen it and I started crying because again, I never thought. I'm just a little public access show. I never thought I'd be in a history book.
That's an important part of the community. Public
Absolutely.
access. Mm-hmm.
And Mark and public access would tell you that. Public access is so that anyone can get on television, right, and talk about anything that they want to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's freedom of speech, and that's very important. So the little show that you do isn't that little.
Yeah.
And the work that you've done over all these years is not that little either.
Oh, I can tell you stories. I'm sure you guys have been working in
Go ahead,
movies
tell
for-
us one.
Well, I chose my TV career over my kids at one time,
Well,
which was a mistake, and I learned the door. You know what I mean? But again, things happen.
And they're young.
Oh yeah.
It's okay.
Oh
It's
yeah.
all right.
But
just as long as you learn your lesson.
oh no, I did not learn my
It's
lesson.
the kids now.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And I got Eric Olson as well. How's it going?
Well, I'm going real well. Retired a year ago, so it's going great.
Like I was talking to you earlier, and as being entertainers and politicians, like I said, I stay away from politics. Trust me, because all that stuff's a big hell case. But anyways, but doing stuff with entertainment, and we all know is we get the most haters, and it sucks.
It can be. It can be. I guess it depends on the subject. But yeah, I'm sure that we've all had that issue at one time or another. That's part of the job.
Oh yeah.
It depends on your politics, I think, whether you hate the media or not.
Yeah.
If you think the media are a bunch of liars, which some people do, then you're going to hate them. But if you depend on the media for the information that helps you be a better citizen, a more informed voter, and you appreciate that service, then you're not going to, you don't badmouth the media at least as much as others do.
So what drove you guys to be in the media and entertainment? Because it all combines into one.
Martha?
So I've always loved reading and writing from a young child. I really didn't know which way it was going to take me. Some would tell you that I knew when I was 9 or 10 years old that this is what I was going to be doing. I would tell you that is because of good parents who told us all to reach for the stars. Do what you can do. Now you have to get your education.
Oh yeah.
You can't just do something because you want to. You have to have the training. But yeah, I wanted to read and write, and that took its way in radio first. I mean, Eric, honestly, this is the truth. If I could have made the money in radio and print that I could have made in television, I never would have been in television. Because I just love reading and writing. And so...
But you look so good on TV.
And I am the
You
anti-anchor.
need to share that with the world.
I never wanted to
You
be
needed
on
to share
television.
that with the world.
I never wanted to be on television, but I wanted to read and write. I wanted to read and I wanted to write. So that was my love. And in September of 1981, I was hired at Channel 21 as the first African-American news anchor. And
Or reporter.
I was hired as a reporter, and I consider myself always a reporter. The anchoring was secondary. I only said the anchoring because I was the first. That's all. But love reading and writing, broadcast journalism, talking to people, learning things, asking questions, learning something new. Honestly, it wasn't just me giving information to the viewers. I was learning too. Right?
That's right. It's an
That's all
education.
It's an
You have to
education.
learn a new topic every day when you're reporting. You have to become an expert on a different topic every day, 5 days a week.
Yep.
And that could be interesting.
Yeah.
It can be interesting.
So what about you? What were you two doing as well?
I have always been interested in civic affairs and politics. Followed it from when I was I remember running to the store when I was growing up back in New York at 9 years old, bringing home the Sunday Times for my folks. Familiar with the Sunday New York Times, it weighs about 12 pounds.
Yeah.
And my parents would spend the day going through that. And they were both avid readers. They were both intellectuals. And it was just something I was always interested in. I like reading. I love writing. And it was just a natural mix.
And Eric is a natural storyteller. That's why 21 Country was
Once upon a time.
was so successful. Ron Houston before you, and then Eric Olson. You're an excellent storyteller.
Well, thank you, dear.
Yes.
It
And the
was
viewers
fun.
knew that. And the viewers knew that.
Only because I didn't have to do local news then. I didn't have to do news reports because local news, it's so important. It's extremely important. But from a reporting point of view, it's just boring. It's just boring to me.
Yeah. Which is which I understand.
Yeah, yeah. It's extremely important, and the people who cover it are just. I respect them beyond words because of the importance of what they're doing. If you don't know what's going on in the community, you're not a good citizen. You're not a good voter. It's that simple.
That's right.
But the storytelling is what I liked, and so I was able to get out of doing news and get into doing feature stories, which I did most of the time.
That's all, I remember, like I said, watching you back when I was a kid, and I'm like, wow, these
Easy,
guys-
Jeff.
you know, all right. I don't want to die. I don't want to die already.
Well, I won't kill you.
Okay.
It's too easy.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna hide. I'm going that way.
No, I appreciate the viewership.
But no, I remember watching you guys. I'm like, wow, this is kind of awesome. I would love to be a reporter, but then I found out all the hard work and dedication, and I just like going stuff ad lib and going with the flow of things, and that's something I like to do. But it's a lot of hard work because you guys got to do reading the teleprompter and everything else like that. And
Nothing is left on your desk.
Right.
And it's not a 9-to-5 job.
Right. And you get that, and you realize that if you hadn't known before by reading Mark's book,
yeah,
because it is really thorough, and you have a really understanding of not just how the journalism grew in this town, but how the town grew, how it developed,
Yes.
and how the local news reporting reflected that, throughout the town's history.
yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome that you did that. Again, eventually we'll get him on the show as well. But,
Sure.
that's a lot of work, and then you guys put a lot of hard work and dedication as well. How long did it take you guys? I know you did a lot of stuff as well, and then you did some stuff as well too.
As far as the book, we were all interviewed by Mark and gave him whatever tidbits, pictures that we had. But it was all Mark. It was all Mark Souder. I mean, it was his vision. It was his idea. And he's the one that poured 3.5 years into this. So we applaud Mark. We thank Mark.
Oh yeah.
And if you just get the book in your hand, it is an unbelievable 65-year read.
And for the people who grew up in this community,
Yes.
I mean, it'll take them right back to their childhood, or other places. I mean, all the people who you grew up with in this town, watching on television and reading in the newspaper, are in there, and you get to visit them again and hear from them, and it's a very pleasant experience.
And not just television, but, WoWo.
Yep.
Yeah,
the big
right,
powerhouse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The Fab Four. Let me see if I can get this straight. So there was John Chevrolet, Bob Chase, Jack Underwood, and I always forget the fourth one. I'll think of it.
We won't tell them.
Right,
Yeah.
right. But the WoWo was a powerhouse nationwide.
My wife grew up in Charleston, South Carolina, and when she was a teenager in the 50s, they'd listen to WoWo every night and listen to the rock and roll and listen to the music.
Right. And there's a
Charleston,
lot
South
of
Carolina.
Fort Wayne television history from Philo Farnsworth.
Yeah,
And the first broadcast, I believe Mark found out, was in 1939.
oh wow.
he thought it was in the 50s, but he found out it was in 1939. So this book is just a compilation of 65 years.
Cultural history.
Yes.
Cultural history. Not just...
300 pages, 500 images. Half of those images in color.
Where can people get it? Get a copy.
They can get the book on Amazon. Also, Hyde Brothers, Regals,
The History Center.
History Center, Carboy Jewelers still in Auburn. But the book is available. It's out there, and it is a great read.
Oh yeah, I've got my copy. I've got it somewhere.
You were one of the first ones to have a copy.
Oh, of course. When, you know, again, like I said, not trying to sound selfish or egotistical, but when I found out my name was in the history book, I was like, oh my god, I gotta have this.
Sure you do.
Like
You just bought one copy?
yeah. Eventually, I'll get more.
You got to get more. You got a big family.
Oh, trust me, that's very, very true. And when I seen it, you know, I was like, I gotta have it. And like I've been on the news before for past from the wrestling shows and you know everything from being on 21 and all the other stations. I saved that stuff because it's like, wow, I actually did this. And sometimes you got to prove people like, hey, you know, this has happened. But
Sure.
it meant a lot to me. I was like, I'm in a history
Yeah.
book, and I never thought in a million
Just
years.
one of the many, many stories.
Yeah.
In that text.
And neither did we. As I say, we were just doing our job. We were just doing our job.
Yeah.
For me, being the first African American, okay, well, I knew that, but it was more important. The work ethic was more important. The work ethic supersedes anything.
Yeah.
And so we were out there in the 80s doing our job, trying to do the best job that we could. And also, I'm very proud of the fact of the camaraderie that we had back then with the other stations and the other reporters and anchors. We were all friends.
Always helped each other out.
Always helped each other out. We were also very competitive, and we would also let the other stations know, hey, I got you.
We're number one.
We're number one. But we were all friends.
Yeah.
And we are to this day.
That's good.
Yeah, we are to this day.
Because sometimes competition can bring the evil out of you. Sometimes you lose friendships. I can tell you stories as well. But I don't want to get to this. Isn't about me. This is about you guys.
Well, it's about the book, and we really thank Mark Souder
Yes,
for everything
Mark.
that he did. The book, yes, talks about Philo Farnsworth, talks about WoWo, talks about television, talks about our roles, talks about how the viewers thought of us. It is an amazing book, the likes of which I don't even know Mark knew.
What was Mark's interest? What motivated him to do this?
Okay, so Mark's family had Souder Furniture in Grable, and Mark learned back then, well before he was in Congress, how to buy airtime.
Yes.
Mark's, I believe his undergrad degree is in journalism. Mark wanted to go into broadcasting.
I went to a different
And then
turn.
saw, like the rest of us, well, maybe you might want to do something else to make a little more money. And I think he was always involved in politics, and he worked for Dan Coates and Dan Quayle before he became a congressman. But the ad buying, he knows a lot about ad laying and ad copy because of what he bought. It was a family business. And so whenever Mark decides he wants to do something, he's like a dog with a bone. Like a dog with a bone. And I can't even, 3.5 years ago when he talked about this, actually it was March of 2017 when he told me, I didn't know where he was going. I don't know that he knew where he was going. But the finished product is a one-of-a-kind publication that will never be reproduced.
That's very true.
And when it goes into its second printing, the price will go up. The book is $42.50, worth every penny.
Oh yeah.
Worth every penny. Everybody needs this in their house. Everybody needs this in their house.
Christmas present.
Absolutely.
It's coming up too.
Absolutely. So we were just, Eric and I and everybody who was involved. I mean, Jack Maurer, Bill Schneider, all of the on-air, off-air, the producers. You know, it was a family, and it was a tight-knit family. We were there to get the job done, and we weren't playing. We weren't playing, and I think that showed back in the 80s.
It does, and it shows in the book too. And some of the insights in that book are very interesting, even to me. I mean, and I was doing it in the business for 30 years here. Gives you an idea of not just how the journalism grew in volume and in quality, but how that reflected the growth of the community and the changes within the community, political, cultural, otherwise. You see those relationships, and that's what's most interesting to me about Mark's book.
Yeah, I like it because, like I said, it shows everything from not only news but entertainment factors such as
Oh, yes.
Happy's Place,
And Cologne.
and Cologne.
Oh my gosh.
I wish she was still alive because I'd love to do an interview with her. Because I realized that we got the same similar things because she interviews celebrities, and not till 2017 is when I found out that was my niche with celebrities because I started Aaron Carter on and everybody else, like I was telling you, and from us talking in the past.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm following her footsteps, but I mean, I'm not like in Wayne TV. But it's cool how people will realize, hey, there's these different TV shows from back in the 60s, 50s that had a big following, and some of them I did a 4-in flashback show. I was showing everything from news reporters. I think I got a picture of you. I did like a little video. You've seen it, the video.
I did.
I did like a video of old Pierre's, newscasters, Happy's Place, just to show people, for Wayne was, to show people, hey, this is what we had. And I try to look for footage of Engineer John, couldn't find any of that stuff, so I'm like trying to let's show people that people's never seen of things.
But you're absolutely right. When people see this book, they see their life.
Yeah.
They see their life in this book. Plain and clear, plain and simple.
Not just in the whole Northeast Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, if you grew up in Northeast Indiana, this will be going back in time, going back to your childhood. That's always a pleasant, for the most part, a pleasant experience.
Yeah. But it's a really good book. I should have brought my copy with me, but it came from work and I didn't want to bring, what I mean. But yeah, even the library has it as well. You can get it at the library.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I think also we can be very proud of our work in the 80s, 90s, 2000s because it was pure journalism. It was pure and honestly simple. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. Answer those questions. Put a cute little bow on it.
And very little fluff.
And very little fluff, except for that bow. And the bow would be everybody's different different ways of reporting.
Yeah.
Eric's got a different way than I do, but the facts are the facts. And that's what we really enjoyed about our work too. Back in the 80s, people would decide on the television station that they were watching based on who they wanted to see. Did they want to see Linda Jackson? Did they want to see you? Did they want to see me? Everybody had a favorite. It's totally different now. And that's why we can be very, very proud of the work that we did 40 years ago.
And on that note, a lot of the people that you got used to watching during the dinner hour every night, the reporters, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years ago, they disappear. They go on to the next market. They go on, and people wonder whatever happened to so and so. You can find out in this book.
Yeah.
The book will tell you what this guy's doing, what this woman's doing now, where she is, what her job is.
From all three stations, absolutely.
Now, speaking of the market, like I said, I told my wife this, I told other people this, like, why do all these people change stations from different, part of the towns? You go to Colorado or something like that. They realize that part, with journalism, sometimes you got to move on to the next best thing.
Well, for the same reason anybody in any business wants to make more money and be in a better position, and you want to go to a larger market. That's the name of the game, because in a larger market you have more resources, and you can do what you like to do better, and more thoroughly, and more easily.
Yeah.
People who work in Indianapolis generally don't have to work quite as hard as the people who work in Fort Wayne, because all those resources are available to you. Well, I'll put this in my story. Could you get that for me? I'll put this in my story. And you don't have that here. You have to do everything yourself. So it's just going up in your career. It's just increasing what you...
But isn't that what made us good? Because we did do it all? I mean, we didn't shoot, but the writing, the making of connections...
Right.
I mean, it wasn't just a story to us. We had personal gain in this.
And involvement.
Yes.
Personal involvement.
And I think that showed. I think that showed. And to do, and just to make sure that it's not all about us, it's about the viewer and the person we're interviewing, that was the end game. Give your viewers the story, factual, accurate. Let them make up their minds at home. And Also, for me, I'll never forget this. Edwin C. Metcalf said to me, "There's something to be said about being a big fish in a small pond."
Mm-hmm.
That resonated with me, and that's why I never left.
Mm-hmm. I always thought of you as a big fish.
Thank you.
It's okay, dear.
You're loved in this town. Everybody loves you and everything that you guys done.
Well, thank you. But I want to also mention this, as Eric and I talked to at lunch the other day. Eric came from the 19th market in the nation, Portland, Oregon.
Oh.
He comes to Fort Wayne, and what did you say about Fort Wayne?
The newsroom at 21 Alive 30 years ago was every bit as dynamic as the newsroom I came from in the 19th market. Every bit as dynamic. We were talking Rich Pyatt and Heather McMichael.
Yes.
Just really, really first-rate reporters, and a lot of them in one newsroom.
A lot.
It was really, I was shocked. You know, I thought, well, it's going to be quaint. It won't be, be easy job, and I want to, because I was farming full time on the side as well, my farm, and so I thought, well, I need time to do that as well. But I came here and was just shocked by how good the people were, how good that newsroom was, and I say was.
Yeah, we'll have you on.
Oh, yeah, we won't go.
We'll have you on another time. Trust me, I want to pick your brain because talking to you off camera, and we just met each other for the first time. I'm sure we probably met in the past, so who knows? But I would definitely want to do a one-on-one with you, no holds barred, anything goes.
Sure.
You know I'm good for that.
You better be careful of that.
Coming from Alabama, join us. We'll fly you up.
Maybe.
You know me, I don't hold back.
No, and that's good. Because what you do is accurate and fair, too.
I try to be.
Yes. Yes, and we appreciate everything that you've done over all of the years.
Thank you. It really means a lot coming from you. Like
Since you were 14.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm all 40 years old and gray and
40.
yeah.
He's such a
He's
such a baby.
He's a child.
You've got a lot more work to do, Jeff.
Oh yeah, trust me.
You've got a lot of work to do.
After I take my little vacation, not my little time off after doing the celebrity edition, I'm taking some time off. But again, like I said, I've done stuff like news reporting, not really like what you guys did. Like I'm not gonna call out a certain person. I'll say BT. He's a con artist. I'm sure you guys probably heard of him before. So I try to do, because nowadays news stations won't go to certain scammers and try to get them. I'm not saying the guy's name, but I tried to get him and try to do this with TV Wise. He's tried to backlash me, trying to get me saying I did this, I did that. And
Well, you just stay true to yourself. That's what you need to do. That's what we need to do. Just stay
Yeah.
true. Because we've all gotten flack along the way. Maybe someone felt like we didn't report correctly or fairly or honestly. I don't know. All I know is this. Back in the day, we could back it up.
Oh yeah.
If we needed to, we could back it up. So.
You guys showed with the hard work and dedication, and I want to talk about what has been your favorite story. I'm sure you guys got like one certain story that sticks out in your mind that you love to do, that you did in the past. That's like, hey, this is one thing that sticks out for sure.
You start.
It's
You
like
start.
I couldn't pick one out. It's just what struck me about doing feature stories for so many years in this area was that there is just as much history and just as many interesting people in this town and in Northeast Indiana as anywhere else. I think that's what was the main lesson I got from my career here in Fort Wayne. The stories and the people and what they've done, what they've accomplished, and are just remarkable. Just remarkable. I think that's no one story. I could name a dozen stories now that meant something to me, but that's probably it. And it's just, the retired farmer who whittles decoy ducks because he's retired, nothing else to do. I mean, sit there and talk to the guy, and it's just fantastic. Just a real human being, and the humanity, I think, of the people that I met was what'll always stay with me. Martha?
By the way, just so you know, my name is Marty. Eric calls me Martha.
It's Martha.
It's Martha.
I didn't know that.
I report accurately, young lady.
I didn't know
I
that.
make nothing up.
My father's name was Martin, and they took off the N. My birth name is Marty. But my buddy Eric will always call me Martha.
Your birth name's Marty? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my birth name.
Oh, I'm not going to call you Martha anymore.
You can call me Martha anytime you want to, dear.
Well, thank you, honey, but I want to be accurate.
Oh.
Martin.
Martin, right.
See, you can tell a genuine love for each other and passion because they've been around each other a lot, and that's what's missing.
Oh, the passion's there.
Yes.
Always.
Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we all got along very, very well. And that was the other neat thing, too. We not only worked together well, we played together well. We were just a really tight-knit group. And not just at the television station to give people more insight. We got to, well, I was about to say we got together for holidays. Yeah, we were working.
I saw you every Thanksgiving.
Right, every Thanksgiving, every Christmas. But we would get together. There was a time when we would have, what would we call it, the Orphans Christmas or Orphans Thanksgiving, because so many of our staff were from outside the city, outside the state, couldn't get home.
Had no family here.
Had no family here. So we would have the Orphans Christmas and Thanksgiving at someone's house, just so we were all together. Honestly, I just really don't know if we could have worked so well together if we hadn't been so close anyway, or vice versa. But we all worked together very well. We could talk to each other, bounce off ideas. The 80s were a class act. They really were. The 80s and the 90s in
Except for the
broadcasting.
music.
Well,
Yes.
of course.
I'm really not good on the music, but yeah.
We were like the best. And what I mean by that, when I say we were the best, I'm talking about the whole time, the whole news media genre in the 80s. We just couldn't be beat. And when I say we, and now I'm talking about all three stations, we were a powerhouse. We were the powerhouse.
And you read the book, and you'll see.
Yes.
You better
You'll
pick
see
it up.
why.
The book is available, well, I already said, Amazon, Hyde Brothers, Regals,
History Center.
the History Center. So please pick it up. It's a full-color book.
Yeah, and it's your story, too, not just ours.
There you go. You're right. It's and that's what. Get the book.
You will buy the book.
Buy the book.
If you don't get it, we'll come after you. Well, I will. You know.
Well, you said that, we didn't.
Nah, I
But,
will, I will. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, this book is for. Honestly, it's for everyone.
Yeah.
But you put that book, and I've seen it. You put that book into an 80-year-old hands, 75-year-old. You can't get them out of it.
I don't know. They'll be there night and day.
Night and day. It's a very, very good book, and we're just really thankful to be part of it because honestly, you just don't know what you're doing while you're doing it. You're too busy doing your job, and you don't look for this. Who was looking for a book? But we are so glad it's there because it just morphs me and Eric. It's all of us. It's all of us, and the whole time, and like you said, the viewers and the. Get the book.
Yeah, you get it. Now, before we go, anything you guys say to the fans out there? Besides, get the book. Because we all want you to get the book.
Well, I still live here. I see the folks every day who I reported for and who listen to my reports. So.
And
every
guess
day.
what? You'll be seeing Eric again. You'll be seeing Eric again. But
Sounds like a threat.
yeah, it is.
Uh-oh.
And a promise, but you'll be seeing Eric again. The only thing I would want to say to the viewers is thank you. Thank you. You invited us into your homes every night, and we did the best that we could for you. I hope you feel that way. We just appreciated so much being part of your household. And coming back to Fort Wayne and people still remembering me is quite humbling.
Yes,
Quite humbling.
I see the photos. It makes you feel good because like people remember you for all those years. Like, oh wow, and it makes you feel like I'm really.
Well, and we feel like family because they invited us into their homes. You invited us into your home. We're your family. Thank you. Thank you.
She's very humble, and so is Eric. Again, like I said, thank you guys for coming on a dose. It means a lot. Like I said, I've interviewed you a long time ago. I know it took forever for me to get this interview. I mean, we're literally, hey, when can we do an interview? Can we do
Oh,
this?
she lives out of state.
Oh, no, which is understandable. And then she told me about your comment. I was like, this is exciting. I got to meet you for the, like I said, we probably met before, but again, it was organic. You know, I got to know stuff about him I didn't know. You know, like I said, you know, we're all human beings. We all love to entertain you. We love to be in front of the camera just to, you know, be there to hard work and bust our ass off for you guys. Again, like I said, if you won't ever get in TV, try it. But like you said, the now day of age of everything is you can get on YouTube and just record and
There's all sorts of ways to communicate. All sorts of ways.
And unfortunately, all sorts of ways to get your news. Because a lot of the news is not news at all.
It's true.
And I love your shirt.
oh, thank you.
I'm glad you dressed up for us.
Oh, I tried. I went to work today and my the chef was like, "You're all dressed up today." I was like, "Oh, I know." I just wanted. I try to when I do shows and stuff. I try to wear stuff different.
Sure.
Like, hey, I've got this shirt. I've got that shirt, and it's fun. Yeah, but yeah, I got dressed up for the occasion.
We appreciate
I
you,
just
Jeff.
forgot to shave. So.
And that's okay.
All right.
And that's okay.
Thanks for having us.
I will see you later on a dose of Landis. Extra dose, should I say. Hey guys, I'm literally just getting ready to go take care of some business while I'm downtown. And then I liked the thing on old Congressman Mark Souder's page about a book he's got written out. And next thing you know, I get a message from him saying that, hey, on a side note in the book, I mentioned your shows, the public access shows and stuff like that you've done. And here I am like, wow, I get criticized a lot, I get hate on a lot, people down me, I'm literally in fucking tears, man. Oh my God, sorry for my language, I'm in tears. My show was mentioned in a book written by an old congressman, and it's like, wow, and people sit there and criticize me and dog me and sit there and say I'm delusional and, all kinds of stuff. So once I get a copy of this book, I'm going to get a copy of it because that's history for me. I'm in a freaking Fort Wayne book about television. So I'm literally in tears. So that means I'm just in tears. I'm in. These are good, happy tears because again, I'm in shock. Once I get the book, I'm going to show it on Facebook and everything. So yeah, he literally I like this thing. He sent me a message on Facebook saying, hey, I mentioned on the side notes of the book your shows. So this literally just happened as I was taking a bus, heading to go take care of some stuff and go eat before I go to work. So yeah, I'm literally in shock. So once I get a copy of the book, I will show it on the Dose of Landis. Wow. Thank you, Mark Souder, for that. Means a lot to me. It really means a lot to me. Being in a... Wow. Thank you. That's all I can say is thank you. Hey, homies. What's up, everybody? Did you guys enjoy last season? But anyways, this is a special extra dose. You guys have the extra dose today with Marti Wright and Eric Olson. This just now came on. I'm letting everybody know already season 6 is going to be hot. Like, you know how NWO made their impact on professional wrestling? You know how Hogan did that day in July? And how this happened? Well, let me tell you what. Season 6 is going to be awesome. I've been working on emails like crazy. I'm just going to leave it to this. The first episode on Dose Landis, we're going to have a guy from a huge name music group, the drummer. I was at work, working, I believe in working, I believe in busting my butt off. I'm not going to go there because but anyways, as I was saying, the promoter asked me to interview this huge name from this group, the drummer from the group. It's not the group itself. I'll let you know it's a metal band. So this will be the first show for the first season. I've been working on some things. So it's kind of cool that the promoter's been coming to me. It's like I'm saying, season 6, you better and better than last season. Nothing can top last season. See you guys later.
Dose of Landis in a Landis moment. Get a dose of Landis. This is the Landis moment. Dose. Dose of Landis in a Landis moment. Get a dose of Landis. This is the Landis moment. Dose.